Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we talk books, drink booze, and have beards.
Right. As always, I am Bob of Tales by Bob.
I'm the ass of the podcast, Derek.
And I am Tanya, unpaid intern Tanya.
You know, you said you were going to go wear my suspenders.
I know, as soon as I said that, I'll have to do that between
really
takes.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Put on
really disappointed that you're...
Investor Tanya.
Yeah, but you're not. Now you're just unpaid intern Tanya.
Unpaid.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Unfortunate.
This is our news, our weekly breakdown of the news.
Do we have good headlines this week? Or is it just...
I took y'all's suggestion to heart, and I have pun-based
No, we didn't
headlines.
say pun-based. We just said that this is the time for you to shine is in your headlines and not just...
Are you implying that I don't shine normally?
Yeah, Bob, you don't shine, you sparkle. Come on.
Oh, there you go, because he's a vampire?
Vamper. It's pronounced vamper.
Oof. Baggles.
Alright, well, we are sipping Jack Daniel's Winter Jack Tennessee cider. It's so weak that we've almost killed the bottle already.
I enjoy it. They don't. I like it well enough.
It's not enough of any one thing for me to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it tastes like watered down beam apple, and I love beam apple.
Which is ironic because like the stuff that we have liked has taken a couple of episodes to kill, but this we've just fucked up because it's so weak. Yeah. Really, I mean it's 30 proof.
I should have brought what I was gonna bring.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's dive into the news. This first headline is Cersei logic.
Cersei logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Goodreads has announced their awards for the year.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to break down all the awards because let's be real, this podcast doesn't give a fuck about a lot of these topics. But, so here is what won the three categories that we primarily care about on here. Horror, Elevation by Stephen King.
Have you read that?
I haven't. Didn't even know it had come out. Hadn't even heard of it.
Oh.
But I feel like that's kind of crap. Like Stephen King is really good, but I feel like he just got it because he's Stephen King.
Yeah.
You know, I severely doubt it was the best horror novel to come out. It was just the most popular horror novel.
Well, and see, that's what the Goodreads things are. It's just
a popularity contest.
Popularity contest and name recognition and title recognition. Because I did participate in voting for some Goodreads things, but.
Yeah.
If I hadn't read it, I didn't vote for
Bloody
it.
Rose was up.
Yeah,
for
I
Goodreads Awards.
I voted for Bloody Rose. And like if I read a book, I voted for it, but yeah, it's a lot of a popularity contest.
Yeah. Okay. So, sci-fi was Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. V.E. Schwab has written a series of books. And I have the first one. I've heard good things. I think Vicious might be the first one. I can't remember. But they all begin with V, I believe. I'm really excited to read it. It has something to do with the city of London. Like there's three Londons: Black London, Red London, White London, and being able to pass between the three of them.
Okay.
I feel like we had these conversations.
Yeah. So
that's why the name sounds familiar.
I'm excited. We'll see. But yeah, so Vengeful won. Kind of surprising that one sci-fi.
Well, maybe if you read it.
Well, I also don't know what sci-fi novels really came out last year either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's only about what came out.
Yeah.
This past year is what you're
so,
on.
This is the one I'm most excited to reveal. What won fantasy? I haven't read. Derek hasn't read. But Tanya has read.
Yeah.
And it's Cersei by Madeline Miller.
Yeah, I read that.
You didn't like it, though.
Now, before you say anything, do not lie.
No.
You tell the truth.
Okay.
I remember you saying you didn't like it.
It wasn't for me. It was a decently written book, enjoyable enough, but I don't particularly like books that have a strong romance arc. Like, when you can talk about something else, why are you going to do so? But I also...
Is this one of them that you've talked to us about before?
I don't think... I don't know anything about this book. Like, what's this book about?
Yeah.
Okay, so I read it earlier in the year, so bear with me. And I don't have a really good memory.
Spoiler-free brief summary.
Okay, so it's a retelling of one of the Greco-Roman myths.
Okay.
and this woman is a witch, and she gets exiled, and she's on this island on her own, and she's somebody's kid, some god's kid. And
somebody wants.
Yeah, so she's somebody's kid, and I'm really terrible with this stuff.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, but like basically,
All right, so basically though,
but it talks about like the Minotaur. And
okay, it's a
shit.
retelling of
hang
retelling
on.
of
So-
Greek.
Yeah, it's a retelling of
Like,
Greek myths. It's
I
really,
need enough
really cool.
of what the story is about so I understand where the romance comes in. If she's going by
She
herself
like has this
Does she fall in love with the Minotaur?
romantic thing with Apollo, I think, and he comes
that's
in,
cool.
but he's a real dick face.
Well, yeah.
And as
He's
you know, as they
Apollo,
are,
yeah.
That's-
and
yes, you
then like she falls in love with this human who is a sailor, and she wants to turn the sailor into not being immortal to turn him immortal, and so she gives him this flower, and then he turns immortal, but he also completely doesn't like her anymore and likes this other goddess, and so she gets bitter, and she turns this goddess. There's this plant that turns you into who you are on the inside, and so she gives it to the human guy to like be immortal, live with me forever, and he turns into like a jock, like a dickweed, like yeah, okay. And so she gives it to the other goddess that her human falls in love with, and it turns her rival into this sea monster bitch, and like they put the sea monster bitch into the ocean, and she like capsizes boats and stuff. I mean, it's not a bad story. It's pretty good.
Not for you.
It's just not for me.
Okay.
Honestly.
My concern was that,
But
like,
I enjoyed it. I read it pretty quickly. It was an easy enough read.
one of those things where like I like romance in my books, but like
It's just I didn't know anything about it. I just was like, hey, this book is pretty popular.
So you're saying like this being based on romance and turning people into who they are really on the inside, and being based on Greek stuff, the moral of it is you can't turn a Homer into a housewife.
Wow.
Y'all opened this door, and I have walked through with it in bells on.
Well, and then they talked about the Minotaur, and that was cool. So,
Neat.
yeah.
Okay.
It was it was enjoyable.
All right.
I just didn't know what I was
So
getting into.
that was cool. Like we
Yeah.
hadn't read any of the books except for her. She'd read one. So
Yeah.
what were the other books that were?
oh fuck, I don't know.
There's
I just
a litany
there,
of them.
there was like 11 categories. I remember one of them. What was like Children of Bone or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like,
I know, like
best debut.
for the
Oh no, I
poetry.
didn't mean the other
It-
ones
it-
that won. I meant like
no.
the other ones in that category.
Oh, they didn't. I just saw where they announced.
You can go back in and look through Goodreads.
Yeah.
But like I know in poetry, it was like The Sun and All Her Flowers by Ruby
Ruby
Kaur, and then there was also The Princess Saves Herself by I think it's Amanda Lovelace. And I read both of those this year, and they were enjoyable. I don't think either one of them won. I don't know.
Yeah.
But They were
yeah,
good.
the Ruby Kaur book did not.
No.
Did
I
not
enjoyed
win
it.
poetry.
I enjoyed it.
Okay, next headline: Absidy in Black.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's a topical pun. I don't know if you heard about the girl.
ABCDE.
The girl that's named
Yeah.
is ABCDE. It's pronounced Absidy.
On one hand, don't make fun of a 5-year-old. On the other hand, drag that mother forever about naming her kid something so fucking stupid. But it's not the little girl's fault. You don't
No.
get to pick your own name. But her mom.
She'll change it when she gets
Oh,
old
I'm
enough.
sure.
It's fine.
But anyway, so the news is not actually about that. The news article is about the self-declared worst alphabet book ever,
Oh.
which has become a surprise hit, with hundreds of thousands of parents rushing to get their hands on, wait for it, P is for pterodactyl. It's a picture book.
Is it like G's for gnome?
It's a picture book that explains to children that while A might be for apple, it's also for aisle.
AISLE. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, and like so, all right, so it was dreamed up by this man named Raj Halder, who's a rapper known as Lush Life, and a computer programmer named Chris Carpenter. And it's basically they made up a list of like, here are dumb words like that.
Sounds
And they
amazing.
Yeah, no, it sounds absolutely amazing. The first print run of 10,000 copies sold out almost immediately.
That's great.
They have over 100,000 unfilled orders as they're waiting on they're doing a reprint of 210,000
That's
copies.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
They're gonna need to do more.
I'm
I
sure.
want to buy that.
Oh yeah,
for
this
me.
is just in
I mean, when the people that listen to ours
Yeah.
podcast
Oh, yeah.
here about
Yeah.
it.
They're gonna instantly see a spike.
5s, 10s, even
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
All dozens of them.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of want to buy this book if I'm being
Yeah,
real,
same.
like-
Same. Yeah. P is for pterodactyl.
Oh yeah, no, and like it's like I saw like I can't remember what it was, but it was like I saw one page of it, and it's not like P is for pterodactyl. It'll be like P is for pterodactyl, and it's like it'll be like a really long sentence with like 5 or 6 examples of really dumb P words kind of deal. So that's neat,
but not possum.
Yeah, it's probably under O.
O is for possum.
Well, no, that was the point. It's like you'd be like, it's P is for this, but not
for
this.
All right,
that's great.
next headline: The booze is back in town. Booze is back in town. So the boys is back in town.
Okay.
So now that
Derek, I have regrets. Why did we do this?
yeah, y'all's fault. So now that the
I
city
worked all day for this shit.
now that the city of Mosul in Iraq is the jihadists have been driven out of it, booze is back.
Yay.
The city spent 3 years under the rule of the Islamic State, and they punished anyone caught with drinking alcohol with public lashings or worse. But more than a year since Iraqi forces have ousted the jihadists, liquor stores are flourishing. The owners are all Yazidi or Christian, as Iraq will not grant alcohol licenses to Muslims.
Because they're not allowed to drink alcohol.
But they do.
Well, yeah, but
but they just won't give they won't give a license.
yeah.
I'm just pouring the last in mine. No, I'll top you off since you actually like it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So
Wow, that was excessive, but okay, great.
Bottle's
Super.
dead. Okay. Cool.
Thank
Winter
you,
Jack.
Jack Daniels, Winter Jack.
Rip Winter Jack.
Jack Frost was great.
Nipping at your nose. All right. But yeah. So it was kind of neat.
Let's coordinate for next week so that we know what
Well,
bottle
we
we're
could
drinking
we could do
next.
eggnog.
Yeah, we
We're
need to
coming
do
up
an
on
eggnog.
Christmas.
We need to do
I've
a
never
Christmas.
really had
Neither have
eggnog.
I'm concerned.
I enjoy eggnog. We should do that. We'll do eggnog. We can also have a backup beverage.
Yeah.
But we need to do some nog.
We need to do something Christmassy.
Well,
liquor-wise.
this was a kind of a
We'll
half-assed
do
attempt at
we'll
Christmas.
do eggnog
This
and
was
then I'll...
this was Christmassy.
Okay.
Christmassy in the way that opening a package when you're 8 and getting socks, because it was a letdown.
But now I'm an adult and I really want socks.
Oh,
for
I know,
Christmas.
right?
I bought my own socks, and it's great. I bought 5 pair of socks today.
I bought a pair
Let's
of
not
socks
talk
today as
about
well.
it. But the point
Okay.
is, also, can we like get the eggnog and then also just go ahead and get
Yes.
the next bottle for
Yes.
the podcast so that we have that.
Yeah.
They had a gift set. It was $199, but it was 4 really large bottles
like
of
Booker's, Knob Creek, and 2 other things.
big bottles of like single barrel kind of stuff. Like
It was
like
really
cat-
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like each bottle in there was worth well over $50, and it was $199 for the gift
Which
box.
is the same thing as buying 4 $50 bottles. But
All right. Anyway, so the last bit of news that I have,
anyway.
the headline is "You can't spell bread without beard."
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
someone had too much time on their hands and decided to try and figure out what the value of James Harden's beard is.
Okay.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, James Harden plays for the Rockets,
Yeah.
and he's known as the Beard.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players.
Yeah.
in the-
We won MVP last year.
was it last year?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was
bushy.
last year. Yeah.
I love it.
No. So he's awesome.
It's a walking meme.
He is. So in the article is incredibly long and really not worth the read. And he never actually made a really good, compelling argument for how much it's actually worth. But James Harden's beard is likely worth more than $1 million.
Okay.
That estimate is comparable to Head and Shoulders insuring Troy Polamalu's hair for $1 million back in 2010.
Yeah.
Also, there's an Aussie cricket fast bowler named Merv Hughes, who his handlebar mustache was insured for $370,000.
It's impressive.
Yeah, that's a good handlebar.
Respectable.
Yeah. But basically,
Have you seen a picture of it? Did they have a picture of it?
No, they didn't have a picture of it.
Oh, that's
But
unfortunate.
they made part of the reason why he made the case is worth $1 million is because Harden has been in some commercials recently for Trolley candy, and it's not Harden, it's his beard. Like his beard is the spokesperson for Trolley, and they were arguing like it's not been revealed how much their sponsorship is worth, but it is known that he had made like $17 million in sponsorships for the year until the trolley thing, and then he was making $18 million. So there is probably like $1 million.
Look, I can make a better case right now.
Yeah.
Here's the better case. He was a very good college player, but not an exceptional college player.
Got the beard.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So what I would say is you would take... I would take his rookie contract for as long as the rookie contract lasted.
Yeah.
Calculate how much money that was. Then I would take the money that he has made since then and subtract
his pre-beard money and his post-beard money.
Okay.
And then I would say that's how much his beard is worth.
It's not that he's gotten better over the years and gotten more talented.
It's the fact that he grew
and he has better teammates. It's that he has a beard.
It's a beard. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have better teammates. He left a team with Westbrook and Durant to go hang out with Scrubs. And
Diva Ball Hogs. That's
Tanya.
Arguably, you're better off leaving
Tanya.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Was he on OKC?
Yeah, he was. Oh yeah,
I just thought he'd always play for the Rockets.
No, one of
it's Pop, man. You could put me and you and
Spurs.
Tanya. Oh, that's the Spurs?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
You're thinking, well, now it's D'Antoni, who has never won a goddamn thing in his life. But, you know what? We're not getting into this.
We're a books and beards and booze, not a books, beards, booze, and basketball podcast.
Oh, God, I love basketball.
It does begin with a B, though.
It does. Well, it's not sports time.
Also,
we did do a bracket.
Anthony
that is kind of basketball-y.
The
brow.
Davis. Yeah, the brow.
Oh, yeah, no. And that's something else that they brought up was, the brow. I think the brow is insured. I think.
I would think so. I know he started branding from as soon as in college.
The moment he
fear the brow.
The moment he entered the draft because he couldn't do it.
He couldn't make money out of it.
Yeah, he couldn't make money off it when he was up.
Coincidentally, I was listening to a podcast about the NBA on the way down here. So.
Oh, he's been killing it, dude.
Yeah,
he's been fucking going ham. Boogie Cousins leaving was the best thing that ever happened for him.
Well, I mean, he was good before, but we're not... Again, okay, so moving on.
It seemed like Boogie was a crutch, because the moment Boogie left, he went fucking ham. Well, it's not quit being ham.
Well, he had played at a really high...
No, he's always been a really good player. But I'm saying, pre-Boogie, or like Boogie Davis and post-Boogie Davis... There's a marked difference.
So there's like the Boogie Davis, and then there's Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Oh.
My biggest regret in life is that puns does not begin with a B. Because it's
an upside down B.
I would make this book
Tanya!
I would make this book Spirits, Booze, Buns.
Yep. Okay, anyways. Got more news?
No, that was all the news I had.
I want to do a takeover of this podcast and have it be like other B things.
Boobs.
And buns.
Boobs, buns. Baklava.
Ooh, God, I love baklava.
I don't know that I've ever had baklava.
It's like puff pastry layered with butter and
y'all are killing me here.
Cinnamon and nuts and stuff and just pastry layers. It's a million
layers.
Thanks
for coming, everyone.
Baklava.
We talked about news, and now we're going to go do something else.
Do you have any news? Do you have anything?
Let's see.
Oh, well, no. Talk about what have you... also on the news, I figured we could talk about what we're reading if we've read anything new.
I haven't read anything new, but I am making my wish list, and neither of you have given me suggestions for my wish list.
I tell you books to read all the time.
Yeah, but the only one that you've told me after I asked you for the past month to make me a list of things was out Lines of Our Song. But it's on there.
Poppy War.
Yeah, the Poppy War.
Because guess what I read this week?
Oh, also
the Poppy War.
Also, I put Redwall. The first
Redwall
you should. Book on there.
Good.
Yeah, but I just read the Poppy War.
I'm not gonna remember this later, but I'll.
Stupid good.
I am nearly done with Bloody Rose. I was training someone. No, I was training someone at work this week, and so I had some time to read. Because, look, you have the benefit of having a job where you can read and do your job. I can't. So you have.
I cannot do my job where I'm having to look at paper and assemble it.
But you don't have nonstop work. You have downtime where you can read.
No, that is true.
And you can audiobook while you're...
Yeah, I don't have that benefit.
I haven't been audiobooking.
Okay, well, I don't have that benefit. Yeah. Some of us actually do work. Ooh.
Fair.
So, and it's a busy time of year working retail, but I was training someone this week, and so while she was training, I got to do a little bit of reading, so I'm nearly done with Bloody Rose, which is really good. I don't know if I like it as much as Kings of the Wild, but I would still recommend this book to people.
Oh, yeah.
I am still enjoying it, but I don't think it meets. It doesn't invoke the same feelings as me.
Working
as
in working retail.
We'll discuss it once you
talking
finish the book.
a lot about like books and whatnot, and telling stories.
Yeah.
Do you do lots of retailing?
Wow, Derek. What else? What else do you? I'm just going to turn my body completely and turn my back to Bob.
So
talk to you.
Are we done? Are we done with the news then?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't.
As
really have
always, go forth and grow a great beard.